Greetings and welcome to episode 4 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod Saxony campaign. And this, my friends, we had the last time where we've had a terrific series of battles, where we've also had a series of wars declared upon us by Hanover, Austria, Prussia. We've got a huge amount of work ahead of us here, my friends. And before we start, I'd like to thank all of you for your wonderful advice, your wonderful support for this campaign. It's been extraordinary. The number of you have been not only viewing this campaign, but also leaving your strategies, your tactics in the comments. Absolutely wonderful. The council really has stepped to the plate here. It really, really has. So I thank all of you for your wonderful support, not just here, but also throughout all of the campaigns. It really does mean a lot. Now, as you can see here now, we have Hanover who have declared war upon us. Now, of course, for a brief moment, there was a slight bit of panic because we had a large Hanoverian army moving it towards Dresden. Now, of course, we can't fight Austria, Hanover and Prussia all at the same time. We simply do not have the resources or the military might to do so. But of course, by moving against Dresden, the Hanoverians have left a huge gaping hole here in the defences. They've effectively left Hanover itself completely exposed. They've only got a sort of a garrison force here of some garrison line infantry of 4 of them. We've got some 3 regiments of militia, and we've got a armed citizenry basically. So, and also the dreaded mortars, which seem to be the mainstay here of the defence, which is fine. But because now we're starting to build up quite an army here. As you can see, this army really is gathering a huge amount of momentum in terms of its experience. Now, experience really does translate into the battlefield quite well. So the more experienced your troops are, the tougher they are to break, the faster they sort of are to bring themselves to combat. And I believe they might be a little bit better in hand-to-hand as well in terms of their staying power. So what we are going to do is absolutely take Hanover. Now, many of the council saying we have to, if anything, we must keep Berlin. Berlin has to be kept at all costs. It really is the linchpin, the anchor now of our sort of empire we are growing. And of course, many of the council saying if we're going to move against a nation, if a particular enemy, it has to be Prussia. Austria is going to be quite strong, but also there are council members calling we actually move against Austria as well in tandem. So again, we've got a lot on our plate here. We've got a lot of things to deal with here. But first of all, let's deal with what's in front of us. Always to deal with what's in front of you, my friends. Anything else will just have to wait. So let's just deal with Hanover first, and then we can look where and what happens. Because, of course, the turmoil in Europe absolutely changes, not just from day to day, but from hour to hour. It is that extraordinary. So again, we've brought this army up to full strength now, as you can see. It really is chomping at the bit here to get stuck in. But because we've got Dresden as well, I think because we've got Hanover, we're able to actually recruit more Prince Albrecht cavalry. So that would be an absolute boon. But it's having the force to hold the city down, as it were, because of any sort of rebellions that would inevitably emerge from this. But let's take the fight. Let's not talk anymore, my friends. Let's get stuck into the fight here, because it really is important here we take Hanover and eliminate that threat, because it is a large Hanoverian force that is sort of heading towards Dresden, and there's absolutely no way that we would have been able to hold off Hanover and Austria and Prussia. It just wouldn't be happening. So if we can eliminate Hanover, it then narrows down the amount of foes that we have. Now, of course, Poland really haven't stepped up to the plate at all in terms of being an ally, but that's fine. We shall step and put our best foot forward. As you can see here, it's a brutally cold day here in Europe. Snow is falling, my friend. The topography, flat, but some undulation here. As you can see here, sort of this small dip here, but not really anything you can really use to your advantage. Of course, there is sort of this slight incline here, but again, you'd have this city here you'd have to move against. So we want to avoid this town, I beg your pardon. This town here that is in the way of any advance we've got. If at best we need to avoid any movement through here, because it would just absolutely play havoc with our advancement. So we've got to be careful what we're doing here. We've got the General's Bodyguard here. We've brought the Prince Albrecht up to full strength, and also the regiment. Look at the Prince Albrecht, sir. That's a wonderful, wonderful regiment of horse. It really is. And also the Saxon regiments. I do like the look at that. Feast your eyes upon that. What a wonder to see. They're starting to really prove their worth now as the sort of the staple of our army here. We've got the militia. We'll just pull the militia back slightly and also pull back the pikemen, because the pikemen have been useful. I cannot deny because I'm not, and I'll be absolutely honest, hold my hands up, I am not a keen supporter of pikemen. However, They have proven their worth in this campaign because, as many of the council members said, the Prussian cavalry can be absolutely monstrous, so they have dealt with the Prussian cavalry where they've been engaged with them. But let's bring ourselves now to the here and now at least. Now I think, where is the, how far does this go? Oh, look at that, they've got a very, very short deployment zone here. Very, very short indeed. What about here? And here as well. So they're effectively boxed in, quite condensed here. We've got a long reach here. I think we put our cavalry right out on here. Again, avoiding the village over there on the right flank, or left flank, I beg your pardon. Put them on the right flank here, the cavalry. We need to move against that mortar pretty quickly, because the mortar can do a lot of damage, because we need this army to be in as good a shape as possible to take the fight to the Prussians or the Austrians, because of course this army's going to have to move back immediately into Berlin if possible. I think we might attack with 3 regiments as well on this right flank. We'll pull an experienced regiment and 2 others. We'll pull the 18th and the 11th here to join the 4th, and we'll put them just in hiding here, just so that that mortar doesn't find them straight off the bat, as it were. Again, they're just hiding here in this forest just to make sure that no one can spot them. As you can see, line of sight is also crucial here. It really is. Look how cold it is. It is absolutely brutally cold day. Right. Now, let's set ourselves fair here. Let's set a strong defense. Let's put our general back here. Eventually we will be bringing council members into armies. Once we've gone past, say, 2 or 3, once we've formed an army group for the first time, we will then start bringing in council members into the armies. Let's unlimber, and then we'll allow the cannon just to fire as it pleases here. Although it's only a demi cannon, it has got a good suppressing fire on it and has aided us in many a battle here. Now let's set our defensive line. We have, there's the 1st regiment here. As you can see, look at that. What a absolutely the most experienced regiment we have. 2nd regiment here, not too far behind. We'll put them on the right flank here. 3rd regiment here on the left. Again, we're just going to use what we have available here. Try and keep as many of these regiments in good order as possible. It should be the 4th here. We've got the 4th on the right flank there, just moving to attack. So we'll use the 5th here just to shore up. Yeah, we'll try and goad the Hanoverians into launching an attack against our lines. If we can do that, we can give them a severe mauling. We have the 6th, that's a 9th regiment, I do beg your pardon. 9th on the right. I wonder if that could be enough here. We just might put 1 more regiment on either flank. So put the 10th regiment here on the left. And then we'll have 1 more regiment, the 8th here, to go on the right, but we'll just slightly angle it here just to cut off this particular this flank here, because if they come through the village, then we can break them up. But we're going to pull back some of these regiments to keep them in good order for the fight that's to come. We've got 3 regiments here. We'd like to just to pull back here. Oh, gentlemen, please. Your Saxony's finest, sir. Take them off fire at will, so there's no possibility of friendly fire. We might even pull them right back. What's the demarcation line? All the way back here. So we might even pull them back into this sort of forested area here. So we keep at least 3 regiments in good order. I think what we will do is we'll just push the militia onto the flank here, just in case they try to mount the flank attack here. And we'll keep the pikemen back here the other way as well, because they're not. There's no cavalry as such, so we're not going to really use them. I want to try and keep them for cavalry if possible. They might come in useful for that. Right, let's begin, my friends. We really are going to take the fight to them. Let's begin. Look at that, they're right by there, so we can push. I'm going to try and push around them here. Come, we've got 3 regiments now ready to move. We're going to try and stay as far away from that mortar as possible. That mortar will be an absolute brute. Double time, gentlemen, double time! They're pushing on us here. The guns are already firing, so that's good. back out of harm's way here. Just out of the... So we've got 3 regiments in good order at least. Would you look at that? There's the mortar. Move it now. Let's stand up. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's just target the mortar here. Here we go, here we go. Here's the first attack. Just got to get them pushed behind you. If they could push past this, set ourselves up here. Be careful we're not caught on the hop here because they've got this. These gentlemen set up on the wall here, so we've got to be really careful what we're doing. Pushing the troops hard here, we've just got to push them hard. If we can keep them busy here, because look, they're using all the walls here, the guard. So we're only sending in 3 or 4 regiments here, which we can't do. We have to engage these regiments and also try and take this mortar. Well, this mortar's gone. We're good to go. Let's take a look here. This regiment is taking a real fierce hit here. Try and come on the hill. We've got to be careful we're not going to be flanked here. We shouldn't be. They stop now. Let's try and push them into some kind of action here. Let's shorten the lines so we don't catch this one here. We're going to push hard. We've got to be really aggressive here. Here they come. They're moving now. They're moving now. If we can get past them. If they can push out so far they engage our line, it would be perfect. What we might do is just try and anchor this line here, just ready to take them. Engage this line here first, and then use the cover of this fight to move the cavalry in. Just switch the cavalry back here now. Oh, we're going to push hard now. Just going to switch the cavalry to this flank here, so we've got a direct line of attack here into that mortar. Once the mortar's gone, we can clear all the back line here. Be careful we're not flanked at all here. Keep Prince Albrecht back here. Got in there, sir. Keep going. Let's get them out. Let's finish this shattered. That's there, lads. Get out of there. They're going to break. They're going to break. The sustained pressure here is going to break them. Push this cavalry back to pick up anything that comes along here. Release this will just clear up anything here. Look at that. See this flanking here. We've shut the door on them here. And on this flank as well. Let's just really push them hard, you know. Let's close the door. One of these breaks, we're going to pounce on them. There it is. Careful of this, we can't go too far otherwise we're going to get flanked by these gentlemen here. Let's just reach just our lines here. Almost got them chased down. That's it, right inside there lads, don't give them any break at all. Look at this here. Moving back, but he's firing on us, so go back here. What we'll do now, because these are moved from this wall, we can now flank them here. They're taking a break, they're starting to shoot. Look at that. Let's get into them. Got to get out there, hit them and run. They're going to run. Look at that, they're wavering. It's real close. Once they've done that, they're shattered. Right, let's get these gentlemen back here. Now we can close up. Finish these gentlemen off before we get to here. We've got to avoid this crossfire from here. Oh, they're breaking, they're heading straight towards our cavalry here. Let's get the line infantry first, that's the biggest. Lads, get out of there. We're going to shatter all of them. We've got to absolutely break these before they get a chance to come back at us. We push hard now. Let's push on this flank now. Let's just fall silent here, gentlemen. Let's just fall silent here. gentlemen into this now. Let's use the cavalry to break them. See, I know we've lost a few of the Prince Albrecht, but we'll just push them over the edge here. That'll be perfect. We'll be caught in, no, actually, we crossfire here. Put up some more. Let's get more of our own reinforcements in here to flank these gentlemen. Thank you. I want this regiment of militia. We want them shattered, please. Nothing must survive in Hanover at all. Send a message to our enemy. Let's flank them properly here. Got them, sir. And the village has actually hindered their ability to withdraw. Perfect. That's a trap there. Come on, gentlemen, this hasn't been broken, it's shattered even. Don't let them escape, don't let them escape. I want to gain as much experience as possible from this. Come on. Don't let them get away, don't let them get away. That's more like it. There it is. Right, let's get behind this militia here. Cavalry is absolutely crucial here. Let's pull these two regiments in. Let's make sure we get at this. Let's get this done here. There it is. There it is. Forces here as well. We're just going to wait. We're going to bide our time here. Just pull the cavalry here. We've got these other regiments moving here. Let's bring these other regiments as well. They're coming back here. Let's just close the door to these gentlemen. That's more like it, gentlemen. Perfect. And here we go. That's it. Now we've moved these regiments in here, and they decided to move into this. Perfect timing. Sealed off this flank here. We can use this, of course. Let's get the pressure on them here. Bring the Prince Albrecht in. take out the wall here to help them. Let's just make sure we don't get any friendly fire. Ready to finish them off once they are defeated. Oh, they broke out. These are dealt with. Oh, that's... Oh, bring this regiment back out of the way. Force have done there. These Albrecht. Oh, look at that. It's falling beautifully. And the shadow. Yes, we did it. What a fight, sir. That was a beautiful dismantlement of that garrison there. What a fight. We lost 705 here. What a wonder. They lost everything. A complete annihilation, sir. 705 is not too bad out of 5,000. Oh, look at that! The provincial cavalry, 521 kills. Prince Albrecht, look at the Saxon regiment, and look at the experience we're gaining now. It really does make them pretty tough troops here in the fight. So all of these regiments gaining. Look at that! Fantastic. We don't have enough to repair everything here and replenish, but no, we don't. Oh, gentlemen, please. 1725 is not too bad at all. As long as we've got the cavalry really is the linchpin here. Let's just quickly see what we've got. We can recruit, we can get... Oh, look at that. Von Schiller, and also Prince Albrecht. Now then, let's just bring everything under. Exempt them from taxes -3. We're going to be here for a little while, but we don't know what's going to be coming our way. We're replenishing, repairing here. I've got a feeling that these gentlemen are going to push against... Oh, good grief. They're going to push against us for definite here. And then they're probably going to hop across to Berlin as well. So we'll keep the Berlin garrison with these three gentlemen here. We've got nothing being put into place here at all. 1, 5, 6, 7. My goodness me, we really squeezed that hard there, haven't we? Increase the tax levels. That'll give us 1916, but what? Ah, look at that, let's hit that there. I don't think we'll do that just yet. Got some growth here now, only a very small amount of growth. Sort of turn things around there it has, but it would be a shame if we did lose Dresden, because we've got Austria just absolutely itching for a fight here, so we can't do anything yet until we've got this force back. Oh, look at that. Denmark is open for trade here because, of course, we've got direct links to Denmark now and United Provinces. I wonder if we can get trade with the Dutch here. That really would be a boon. Indeed. And Denmark is still open as well. That's a wonder. They're allied with Russia. Excellent. Anyone else? Not at the moment, but having the United Provinces as a trading partner really is, because that's put us in direct link with them. But oh goodness me, that might fall pretty quick. Look at that. The Spanish have gone for the Dutch there. Oh, I wonder if the Dutch can hold that. I'm not sure if they might not be able to hold that at all. They've got the cavalry and the cannon there. Why did they move the Marine Corps out from Amsterdam? That doesn't make any sense at all. And why is there no general in there with them? That doesn't make any sense at all. It really doesn't. Oh, dearie me, we might lose the Dutch straight away, but we might gain the Spanish instead as trade partners. But we will adapt as the circumstances also adapt here. Now, Leipzig, of course, is again we're trying to get square formation just so we can counter those Prussian cavalry charges and frankly the Austrian cavalry charges as well. Then we'll move down to military syllabus. I'd like to try and perhaps build ordnance factory here and try and get the 12-pounder foot artillery. That'll definitely add a little bit of oomph to our firepower. But let's end the turn here, my friends. Let's just see what comes our way. Beverage of water. Well, France is on the move very much against Britain as well. There's been a little bit of a spat there between Britain and of course they're going to move against us with they're gonna come after us no matter what happens here, so let's retreat anyway. They didn't come after us. They're probably at war with Russia, that's why they didn't come after us. Oh. Oh dear. What? The Austrians didn't attack. The Austrians did not attack. Wow. Luckily we've got overland trade with Denmark and we haven't got the by sea just yet. But we will adapt and change as the sort of even Westphalia went for the Amsterdam as well, and they got soundly thrashed. Courland. Looks like Britain is gathering pace. Barbary state, just remain out of our way there, sir. And pirates, which shouldn't be any concern of ours just yet. Military square commission is ready. That's excellent to see. Hanover's obviously got a strike in. That's fine. -2 here. I think we're going to have to definitely move out here and go back into Dresden. I know the Hanover is going to be a little bit of oh dear. They're going to be a little bit of a quandary. I think we'll move one more additional regiment in here. We shall move these two gentlemen into Hanover, I think, and then move these into Dresden here, and then bring this force up to full strength, which is going to be absolutely critical to us. It really is. Oh dear, that's a -11, and I think we can have quite the fight on our hands here unless we get this military governors. We can't quite repair that just yet. Again, Hanover is useful to us in terms of what it can give us, because we can get the Prince Albrecht, but to be honest with you, Berlin is going to be the key component to us here. The question is, do we hold on to Hanover? I think that's what I'm going to put the question out to the council. Do we hold on to Hanover, or do we use to give it away? We have direct links here with the Netherlands, but I'm assuming, I mean, look at the income here from the Ottoman Empire is extraordinary. And the fighting here is not going to abate by any means, I don't think, especially with the Spanish now loitering in Rotterdam here. They have taken quite a beating there, haven't they? We're at peace with Westphalia. Anyone else we could potentially trade with? Not yet. Oh, we're still waiting for one. Ah, there it is. I did not see no one off. There it is. That's Portugal. And of course, France. We're just going to... Persia. And of course, full here. So the whole trade system here is full. That's a little bit of a shame, but we shall keep... Let's move into... in the Ivory Coast here, so we'll move into... Okay, there we are. We're going to the East Africa trade route. Let's see what that might bring us. Let's have a quick look at the New World here. Well, we've got the 13 colonies as is. Everything is standard here. We've got the French here. Oh, they've got Newfoundland as well. So France is starting to expand its empire a little bit here. Lower Louisiana. Everything is as is at the moment. Nothing too dramatic has changed here in the New World, but I wonder how Poland is doing against the Prussians. anything at the moment, which is a little bit of a... Try and get our force here, but I think we'll just increase our army just here, just to give it an additional regiment here, and we should then be set fair. We've got Workers' Strike of Hanover. I'm not going to... What I won't do is I won't end the turn yet, because what I'd like to do is try and get the council's advice on what we do with Hanover here, because as you can see, it's going to bring in, I mean, the wealth for it anyway. Look at that, 2856. That's not too shabby at all. Tax rate is 23%. There's a food shortage, and also the tax burden is obviously weighing heavy upon them. It's not going to bring in a huge amount of income, but it does give us some excellent recruitment. But the recruitment, I mean, the cavalry is nice to have, but at the moment it's not going to be the backbone of our army. So I'd like to try and get the council's advice here. What do we do with Hanover? We've got a couple of options, of course, but these are not exclusive to what I think, but I'd just like to get the council's sort of take on this, what you might think we might do. Now, we can either potentially give it to the Netherlands, help them grow and have them always next to us here in terms of trade. It might allow them to push the Spanish back, or perhaps maybe to Denmark. Maybe bring Denmark into it, because we are trading with Denmark as well, as you can see here. Maybe give it Denmark again. We still have a land contact here, a direct border with them. It means trade can still continue. I'd like to, it's not Sweden really, because we don't want to really put... We don't really want to get dragged into this war here with Sweden. Perhaps Poland. Poland might be able to take this and have a foothold on the sort of in the Western Europe. There's always that possibility. Perhaps give it to Austria. No, I don't have to give it to Austria. That would be perhaps maybe too far. I mean, I know the number of the council have asked us to move against Prague. As you can see, they're starting to really build Prague up quite aggressively here. And the army in Prague is considerable, especially these Marines. That's something we can't be... It would take quite an effort to take these Marines. And also they've got a huge amount of cavalry compared to ourselves. That's why we brought in the square formation, to make sure that we were ready to meet that. As you can see, we've now got a full army here. We've also got the pikemen for their cavalry, so again that's going to be critical here. But moving against Prague is going to be a tough art. We don't know what's happening behind it here. That's why we're just waiting for the coaching in to provide us with an agent. If we can get an agent, we can see what's going on here, and also move up into Prussia and see what's happening here. But as you can see here, these towns have been hit here. These Vistula and Lodz has been hit here by the Prussians, by the seams of things. I'm hoping that Poland can perhaps do something, or maybe even bring in the Russian might. That would be quite nice to see as well. I think we are going to bring this ship back. No, don't attack, don't attack.
Wir sind bereit. Das ist fest.
No.
Ja, Captain.
Don't attack anyone, don't raid anyone, don't bring any problems to yourself here. That's not going to do any good. Ottoman Empire is bringing a vast amounts to the Maratha Confederacy here, but we're just going to try and stop them from moving around on this point here, because that really is perfect. Now, so that's where we're going. I think I'm going to leave this episode here. We've taken the fight here. We've taken Hanover. We've bringing this army back up to full strength. Of course, we can't repair that just yet either. For some reason, this has been damaged as well. But of course, I think there's probably been a spy that's damaged the conservatorium here. That's absolutely fine. We've got things fully under control, but it does affect our town wealth just in the region just slightly. We'll bring that to full strength. I mean, we have to do everything sort of bit by bit, as it were. But we're starting now to get our army into some kind of shape here. I know we've still got the militia here, but they have done a very good job for us. And so for the pikemen, I must be fair. We're going to leave things out. I'm going to end the episode here, my friends, because I want to get the council's advice on Hanover. What do we do now we've captured? Do we give it away? Do we try and hold it? Because that's going to be a tough hold here. Because we've got to repair the military gunner's barracks. I don't really want to drop any money onto this, any gold into this, repairing this, if we're not going to stay here. It's going to cost us 1,260, which at the moment is a considerable amount for us. And also we're starting to try and sort of refine our army here. I know it's more of a blunt instrument at the moment with all these regiments here of infantry, but that's all we've got at our disposal, especially if this Austrian army was against us, it's going to be incredibly difficult to hold. Mind you, apart from the two marine, they're not really that well fitted out here. And we've got a lot of cavalry, but our square formation can deal with the cavalry. And we'll try and build up a second army, perhaps in Berlin here, if we can balance the books. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I'd like to thank all of you for your wonderful support and advice. It's been absolutely exceptional, it really, really has. Please keep that advice coming, my friends. Please keep that wonderful strategic planning and tactical planning in. That has proven absolutely invaluable. But I'd like to try and get the council's advice on Hanover. What do we do with it now? Do we try and hold it? Do we try and hold Hanover, or do we give it away as maybe perhaps as an alliance, or perhaps even trying to use it as some kind of trying to bring another nation who we'd like to see trade with closer to us, so we have a land links with them. Perhaps there's something that I haven't quite thought of yet that we could use Hanover, or maybe even hold it. The council might decide we need to hold it. It's going to be a tough hold here, because I think probably from the foreign occupation is very high here indeed. But the growth here is pretty exceptional. Actually, the growth here is higher than Dresden, and luckily we're close enough to both Berlin and Dresden, so they overlap. So if we increase our forces in Berlin, they will actually be pulled into any fight that's engaged. If the Austrians attack here, we'll actually have 4 additional regiments pulling in here from behind to aid us as well. So we would outnumber the Austrians here, and if that opportunity arisen, we would take Prague. But we've carved ourselves a little bit of an empire here, Berlin being the absolute linchpin of that empire thus far. If Dresden falls, then it'll hurt, but we can always come back for Dresden. Berlin must be held. I know the council is also calling for us to push against Prussia, so it doesn't allow... Oh my goodness me. How have they got Swiss line infantry already? How? Wow. Also, the council is saying we should actually use our research to actually bargain with other nations for other research. I wonder if we can do that. Let's have a look here. We've got carbines. We're going to get plug maintenance for carbines. Let's have a look. Some wonderful advice from the council. Nope, they're not interested in that at all. I wonder if a friendly nation, perhaps. I'm prepared to give Canis a shot. My gosh, these nations are so far advanced in this. It's unbelievable. Yes! Would you look at that? Again, wonderful advice by the council. They've got nothing here at all. I wonder if we could sell some of these to the 13 colonies. They're friendly with us, so I wouldn't mind doing that. Let's try if we can get some money from them. Perhaps 1,000, maybe 2,000 gold. I don't think they're going to take that, but let's just see. Oh my goodness me, they took it. They absolutely took it. Well, I'll be... But the Ottoman Empire, let's see the Ottoman Empire if we can do this as well. Ooh. Wait a minute, let's just see if we can check what we need here in terms of research. That'll give us access to explosive shells here once we've gotten ordnance factory, which we can now get. So we'll try with the Ottoman Empire here, because the Ottomans do have a wonderful grasp of explosives, which really is... You don't want to give away their technology, which is fine. Oh, Poland. We are a protectorate. And they got carbines. Look what carbines would give us. I'd like to get improved husbandry here. More wealth here generated by farms. Let's see. No. Let's see if we can get carbines. Or physocracy here. Let's try all of these for physocracy here. No, they're not interested. That's absolutely fine. Prussia, they're not interested at all. Prussia. Oh, Britain, they're indifferent to us. Minus 23, but let's just see perhaps if we can improve. If we can get... No. Okay, I think we've done all. I think we've achieved what we can, a maximum we can achieve there in terms of our research. But we can now get Ordnance Factory. What a joy. But I think we get Ordnance Factory here in Berlin. That's going to give us 12 pounders. I think we'll branch out into that there. Because now we spent that, we've got that money, that additional money. And we can we repair that? We can indeed, sir. That's a wonder. And that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave it here now. I'd like to thank the council again for that advice. What an absolute joy that was. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. As always, please be safe for whatever you're doing, especially in the way we're living at the moment now. But again, thank you for all everyone to support. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.